Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Zoltán and I decided to start this channel because I've been receiving so many questions from you lately regarding the gear I use, regarding the post-processing techniques I apply on my shots. So I just decided to share all this knowledge with you. I'm planning to have series of videos where you will be able to see the post-processing of my images step by step, and hopefully not only the post-processing but as well some behind the scenes and some other interesting things you might be interested in. First, I would like to show you the gear which I've been using. Many of you don't know, but I started photography approximately 3 years ago, and I jumped into the middle of the deep water because I decided to go on with astrophotography. Why is that? Yeah, all of a sudden 3 years ago I just found a picture on Instagram where I saw a beautiful shot, a gorgeous shot of our Milky Way. Yeah, in a way I haven't seen it before. So I live in an urban area in a city, and whenever I take a look on the sky I just see some dim stars, and this photography just, it was just a hit, and I just couldn't understand, I just couldn't believe how is this at all possible. Yeah, so then I decided, it gave me so much motivation that I decided I want to do a shot like that. Yeah, so I started to search for some gear and started to search for some equipment which would make me possible doing shots like that. And one of my friends just suggested me to take a look on the cameras of Samsung. So I've been using a Samsung NX500, which is a mirrorless camera with 28 megapixel 1.5 crop sensor, with a backlit sensor actually, which is performing really nicely under low light conditions. So it's a pity that Samsung is no longer producing this camera, but if you are lucky you can find it kind of second hand on the internet, and I just can really recommend this. I really like this camera, but as the professionals say, the frame itself is not enough, so you have to have as well a good lens. So when I was trying to make my first Milky Way shot, I purchased a camera lens from the brand called Samyang. You may know it as well as Rokinon in the US region maybe. It's a really nice lens from South Korea, and this is actually a 12mm f2 lens, very light sensitive and with really great image quality. So after shooting some Milky Way shots, I just like this brand. So my next lens, I stick just with this brand, and then I purchased this 35mm f1.4 lens, which is a really nice and light sensitive lens with beautiful bokeh drawings. You may see it on my images. So, and what is important as well to mention, that because of astrophotography I shoot everything in manual focus. So these lenses are all manual focus. The reason behind is that under low light conditions you cannot do much with autofocus. It just cannot perform at all. So you cannot find bright spots and too many points where the autofocus could work nicely. But with manual focus I was really okay, and because of this I'm still shooting manual focus. So all my macro shots and urban shots and all my shots I've been publishing on Instagram, they are made with manual focus. So don't be afraid using manual focus, because it gives you a flexibility and a chance to put the focus exactly where you want this to be, and especially in case of macro shots, this is a great deal. This camera has a very nice focus peaking functionality, meaning that it shows me exactly with some red highlights where my focus is, so I can exactly and precisely focus on the point or the area of the subject when I really want this to be. Okay, so before starting any post-processing technique, just let me tell you some words about the tools which I've been using. So I'm editing all my shots on a PC, and I'm using Adobe Lightroom CC and Adobe Photoshop. It doesn't really matter what kind of tools you use, because many of you may use some other tools. That's pretty much fine. I stick with these tools because they are capable of providing me some functionalities where I can play nicely with the tones. There are lots of options when I can play with color, saturation, and all these kind of sliders. So you can see this in the later series of my videos, how I exactly do all my post-processing. You will see it step by step, and hopefully you as well be able to recreate some of the moods which my photo is representing. The difference between Lightroom and Photoshop is not that big, so if you have either this or that, that's pretty much fine. Even Photoshop itself has the plugin which is capable of recreating exactly the same features which the Lightroom is capable of providing. So just if you have it, that's nice. If you don't have it, then just take a look on the process and just see why and how I'm modifying the different tones and the different colors of the image. Okay, so many of you as well asked me about presets. Some of you asked me to send some presets because you like the tones and you like the colors of the images which I take. You know, so presets is actually just a save. You are just saving the current position of the sliders and you just save them for later use. I've been dealing with photo image processing in the last, I don't know, more than 1 year, and I have lots of presets for sure. And I'm using these presets as a first start to image processing. But honestly speaking, I as well many times start from scratch. Why is that? Because these presets you just simply cannot apply all of them on the same image, because the light conditions are different, because the focus is different, and the image itself cannot be post-processed in the same way. So I really dare you to be brave and start from the scratch and not trying to seek for some presets, because they just simply may not work for you. Yeah. So, but later on, if you make lots of image processing, it's worth to save them and save them for later use, so that it simplifies your work and you can easily grab them and start your image post-processing. If you check my Instagram page, you may find that I'm trying to keep certain consistency of my grid. So I'm trying to represent somehow the same style, and I'm as well deviating from this because I'm in the continuous learning. I'm as well experimenting with different settings, and I'm actually really curious about your feedback. So that's why I'm asking so often, which is your favorite? Which part do you like, which part you don't like, because this is a really useful feedback for me as well to go on with some of the settings and further develop. So I hope that at the end of this series you will be able to as well create similar image tones. My favorite is the moody tone and this kind of a little bit darkish colors, and I'm just so excited to show them to you. So in later series, I as well planning to give some insights about some behind the scenes, so how I'm making some creative shots, because that's the other part which is really one of my favorites, doing some creative shots. And I would like to show you as well what kind of tools I'm using for that and what kind of accessories you can find in your household, and you can easily apply them for some creative shots. So I hope you will stick with me, and I hope you will enjoy this channel. So this is shortly an introduction about myself, and if you like the content, just hit a like or leave a comment below, or subscribe for the channel, and I hope we'll see us soon. Bye bye.